Norse and Norse mythology, they are not adept. But Sarah, she will research, and Paul, he must accept. Yggdrasil is a glorious word, crush a whole mountain. Well, Thor's hammer could. These fables are bizarre, but good. It's misunderstood.
Not a sound from the pavement. Has the myth lost his thunder? He is standing alone.
That was beautiful. But don't ever sing anything from Cats at me again.
Oh, I will.
I will reach over that couch and snatch a fucking face off.
They'll snatch my face off and put it on a dancing CG cat person.
No.
And you'll love it.
Welcome to the Cats podcast. This is Myth Understood. We are a mythology podcast. We have done Greek. Now we're on Norse, and I am Sarah Oliver,
And I'm Paul Bianchi.
and we be BFFs.
We be BFFs. You can find us on social media at _Myth Understood. You can find her at the Sarah Oliver, and you can find me at the Paul Bianchi. Because we are the only ones.
We are the only ones, except for the other Sarah Oliver in the Bad Girls Club.
That's true. She's the only other Sarah Oliver.
And the only there is another Paul Bianchi.
There's a bunch of other Paul Bianchis.
No, but what's the bigger one?
The bigger one? I'm the bigger one. What do you mean?
There's like a famous one, right?
I am the famous one.
You are.
No, if you look up my name, I think you'll find there's a guy who did wrestling, not pro wrestling, but college
High
wrestling.
School? Okay.
I don't think that there is though. I'm friends with a Canadian Paul Bianchi on Facebook.
You're not friends.
No, well, that's very true. We have commented on each other's things, and he contacted me because I'm another person named Paul Bianchi.
There's another Sarah with my real last name.
Really?
It's my niece.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Your real last name is you've actually said on this podcast before.
Have I?
Yeah, it's one of the gods of the Norse pantheon. It's
Yeah, Sarah Geschmergler. It's very close to that.
Yeah.
So guys, how we like in Norse mythology? We're
Boo.
kind of. I would say we're 50% into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as it
so.
like in terms of like how much we care about it.
No, we better be 100% into that. No, I think we're 50% into the tales. Maybe a little bit more left, but you kind of there.
Yeah.
Kind of balls deep, huh?
Balls deep in Norse.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character so far?
Oh, probably Jessica. I really liked her whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The goddess of Nintendo Switch.
The goddess of giving a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm fresh out. So we learned about my favorite goddess thus far, Freyr.
Just like in total of
You know what?
everything?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Well, I think we can agree she's better than Hebe.
Okay. laying the shade.
Yep.
But you know what? She's I feel like Stevie Nicks has got to be up there really high too.
Yeah, Stevie Nicks and Freya. I think both drawn by a chariot of cats.
I think that's yeah.
But like I said on our last episode, Freya has a twin brother. Freyr.
Oh. You know what? So when I was in high school, there were 3 sets of twins. And there was identical twin girls, and they were Molly and Megan.
Gross.
So they did like the M thing.
So annoying.
And then there was the 2 male twins, and they were
Greg and Craig.
Greg and Craig.
Yeah, you talked to me about them.
Yeah. So we had the alliterative girl twins and the rhyming male twins, and then I think the fraternal twins were just like Andrew and Stephanie. It's like we're not going to do anything special.
Good.
Yeah.
It's special enough to have to push out 2 twins.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So it seems like they did the fraternal twins with the alliterative names.
Mm-hmm.
They probably wore opposite colors growing up, but like in like they would both wear overalls, but she would wear like the pink ones and he would wear the
Yes.
blue ones. It was all
Raggedy
very
Ann and Andy.
yeah, it was all
Exactly that.
very gender specific.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like the same pattern on the clothes, but one's a dress and one is a
Mhm.
shirt.
Yeah.
So Freyr means Lord.
Does that mean Freya means lady?
Probably not.
Okay.
He was in the
Actually, it means bag of dicks. Like it's very it's a hard language.
Yeah, it is a hard language. So Freyr was from the Vanir tribe, the fertility gods. But now he's in the Aesir because he was sort of a hostage exchange.
Does that mean he also does magic?
Oh, definitely not.
Oh.
I don't think so. Well, because he's just like a sad boy. You'll see.
Okay. Sad boy with an I.
Sad boy.
Boy.
Yeah. So his dad was Njord,
Mhm.
and they were fair. They were very pretty people. Freyr is actually the most renowned of the Aesir. He rules over the rain and the sun, and
So he's
obviously
like
all the
a
fruit.
sad boy Apollo.
Sort of, yes.
Okay.
So he governs prosperity of men, and he helps like fruitful seasons and peace and stuff. So pretty already opposite of his sister, who's like, let's fuck and have a war.
Let's just like chill and have like a polite conversation
and eat oranges. For some reason, they talk about the fruit of the earth several times when describing him. So
do they specifically say oranges? Because like that'd be surprising.
No, just fruit of the earth, fruitful seasons.
What is the fruit? Like, what is the native fruit of the earth in that region?
Fruit don't grow up there.
No, I feel like they got like
elderberries.
Yeah, they probably have lingonberries and currants and blackberries, and it's a berry place.
So, yeah, he's the fruit god.
Okay.
He's the peace god. But he was also the foremost of gods, hated by none.
Nuns?
Hated by none.
Okay.
Hated by nuns. And they don't hate anybody. The reasons for this aren't hard to understand. Their well-being and prosperity depended on his benevolence, which particularly manifested itself in sexual and ecological fertility, bountiful harvests, wealth, and peace.
Oh, so he was like, let's fuck then.
Well, yeah.
Or was he like, let's make love? Yeah.
His role in providing health and abundance was often symbolized by his Fylga, the boar Gullensbornsti.
You'll have to say that again. What?
Remember he got that golden boar?
No, I don't remember he had a golden boar.
Wait, we already did this, I thought.
Wait, what?
He got a golden boar from someone. And he got that ship.
Frey.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Ah, shit. All right. Yeah, so he has a golden boar that he rides around.
Okay.
And statues of him, not the boar, have a giant erect penis.
So he is like, let's fuck.
Well, yeah, but he's like, let's make love. Because like Freya's lust, but he's like,
he's standing there with an erection, though.
Yeah, but he's not like grabbing anyone. He's just like, I just feel good today.
Hey guys, I just got an erection. High five! High five! High five! If you wanna make love, I'm here.
So people used him for blessing like weddings and celebration of a harvest.
Would they like hang a wreath on it?
Yeah, on his phallus. And they sacrificed animals in his name.
On his phallus?
With it, they punctured it.
Oh God. For the record, his statue, I'm imagining he's got just like two thumbs up and he's grinning and he's wearing slippers, but he's naked otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's wearing slippers with socks on.
Uh-huh.
So his dad, Njord, and his mom, they presume it's his dad's sister, Nerthus.
Nerthus. That's a pretty name.
I think I want to get together, but I'm pretty nervous because you're my brother. So incest babies,
Uh-huh.
Game of Thrones style, and then Frey has been the lover of many gods and giants, including Freya.
Wait, what?
Freyr.
Frey also
Freyr.
does his sister.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit sometimes. Incest was fine among the Vanir.
Okay.
Even though like Germanic people were not about that, but in the Vanir, it's cool. So let one slip. Freyr, his residence was in Alfheim, the land of the elves. So you could say he was the ruler of the elves, but
You'd be wrong.
They never said that explicitly. So, but to me he is. He's the king of the elves. With his
Do you know
giant
how
phallus.
they became elves? He pricked their ears.
I'm done. Another one of his signature possessions is that big ass ship, that fits in your pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I remember these objects. I wasn't sure that they belonged to Freyr.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he got that. He got the golden boar, which I think also came out of that fire, right? That didn't the elves make that? Or I'm sorry, the dwarves make that that golden boar when they were making all the treats.
I feel like you when I was doing Greek mythology right now, where I'm like, maybe like it sounds like vaguely familiar.
Okay. But yeah, so he has that fucking awesome ship that folds up into your pocket, but when you open it up and it's a pop-up book, it always gets favorable winds.
Sarah, did you know that I know how to fold a boat out of paper?
You can make origami Freyr boat?
I can make an origami Freyr boat.
Well, we'll have to see it on Instagram. Boom, he did it to himself.
That's true. Boom.
So on land, though, he travels by his chariot drawn by boars.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just imagining this land where everyone's chariot is drawn by a different animal, and they're just like waving to each other.
Yeah,
on the way to Whole Foods.
It is kind of like a magical place, right? Everyone has different animals.
Uh-huh.
And
traffic jams are insane.
Traffic jams are just animals and fights or humping. So this is the background on just like a chill dude, right? Well, here's when he becomes sad boy. This is the story of how Freyr got his wife.
Oh.
It's from a poem called
The Freyr Frown.
Skirnismal.
Okay.
Skirnismal. And one day, Freyr sat in Odin's big old chair, which when you sit in this throne, you can look out and see all of the worlds. It's like the view.
Well, he could, but his erection was blocking his view.
So he spied Hero. I'm going to say it's Hero. Gero. Gero.
Gero? Okay, and our G is pronounced in an unusual way?
Do you think it should be Gero?
Maybe it's just like, hey, Gero.
So she is the daughter of a giant.
Uh-huh.
And he instantly became obsessed. It was like Freya looking at that necklace, but this is a person.
Okay.
A giant person. And he was like,
good start. He wants to own a human.
Oh my God. So this is a quote from Prose Edda that's been translated.
It begins with, oh my God.
It chanced one day that Freyr had gone to Hildesgalf, which is the throne, and gazed over all the world. But when he looked over in the northern region, he saw on an estate a house and great and fair, and toward this house went a woman. When she raised her hands and opened the door before her, brightness gleamed from her hands, both over sky and sea, and all the worlds were illuminated by her.
Oh.
So this is that classic 80s, like, Dreamweaver, where she's shaking her hair in slow motion.
But she, like, opened a set of double doors, and, like, her curtains were billowing towards her, and...
removed her glasses.
Uh-huh.
Shook her hair out.
Removed her glasses, put them in her mouth, chomped on her glasses.
Swallowed glass. Blood poured out of her mouth.
And he said, yes.
Yes.
Yes, girl, yes.
So when Freyr gets off the throne finally from, touching himself and his erect phallus, he gets home and he is just besmitten.
Besmitten? I think, is that a word?
You want to try me?
I think it's just smitten, but we'll go with besmitten.
He's besmitten.
Okay.
Like when he was one of Freya's kittens.
Whoa.
He gets home and he's such a drama queen. He can't eat. He can't sleep. He takes a vow of silence.
Well, yeah, he wants to look cut. So he's
yeah. He only does sit-ups. And everyone's like, what's wrong with him?
He keeps poking himself in the eye with his dick.
So his dad sends Freyr's servant Skynir, Skirnir, to speak to Freya. And Freyr tells his servant that he saw a beautiful woman, so beautiful that he was filled with grief that he would die if he could not have her.
Have her? That's a word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he was so sick with love that he asked his servant to go to the hall of the giant Geimir, the father of his beloved, and ask for her hand on his behalf.
Okay.
So this is from Prose Edda translation. From Geimir's house I behold forth a maiden dear to me. Her arms glittered, and from their gleam shone all the sea and the sky. To me more dear than in days of old was ever maiden to man. But no one of gods or elves will grant that we be together should be.
Yeah, listen, Freyr, you said her arms were glittering? That wasn't glitter, that was sweat. She's a sweaty lady.
Oh no, and her lips were so red with love.
That was blood. She ate her glasses.
And Dreamweaver was playing in my heart.
Well, that part's true.
That was just my Spotify. I'm working out. Shut up, Freya. So he knew that Skirnir knew that the journey to the land of the giants was going to be dangerous. So he took Freyr's horse and he asked for gifts, the golden apples of youth, which we'll get to next episode.
Oh. Of Hesperides?
Who?
That's the the tree that had the golden apples in Greek mythology.
No, because these apples be different. They're youth apples.
Okay.
Fucking asshole talking about Greek mythology in here.
It's my frame of reference.
He gave her a golden arm ring.
Golden arm ring?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because she's wearing glitter like Kesha. Maybe she likes Kesha jewelry.
Okay.
And then
Kesha's my favorite Norse goddess.
We'll get to her.
Okay.
She's also drawn by Chariot of Cats, and you know it.
Yeah.
And you know it. Actually, Kesha would be great playing Freya in a movie.
Yeah?
Or just as herself.
Just as herself. Okay.
Yeah. And then also he brought along Frey's portrait captured on a drinking horn. He's like, bring her this drinking horn and show her how hot I am.
It's just of your dick.
Trust me, she'll come.
Okay. So
a Prose Edda translation. Then Skirnir answered thus: he would go on this errand, but Freyr should give him his own sword, which is so good that it fights of itself.
Oh.
So this is like a magical sword
that does the fighting
for you. And Freyr did not refuse, but gave him the sword, which will end up being a giant mistake. Literally, a giant mistake.
Wow.
So under the cover of darkness.
So Freyr does have magic then. He has an enchanted item.
He has magic shit. Yeah.
Maybe Freya enchanted it for him.
And he got that magic dick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, probably. He's like, oh my God, you're such a sad little loser. Here, take this sword.
What do I get the incest brother that has everything?
So under the cover of darkness, he rides, Skirnir, the servant, rides the horse over nations and mountains until he goes to Untenheim, the home of the Hundarnar, the giants,
Okay.
and proceeds to Gymir's courts. There's some crazy ass barking dogs tied to a wooden fence, and Skinnier rides out to
what
a
are their
herdsman.
names?
Sparky, Barky, and Malarkey.
Oh.
And so there's this herdsman sitting on a mound, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
What's the herdsman's name?
Herdsman.
Jamal.
Jamal, and he's hanging out, and he's like on a grave mound, so I don't know, he's also being emo.
Okay.
And Skinnier asked him like, how can I get inside this great hall? And the herdsman replied,
Well, you gotta knock 3 times at the window. If sorry, my Spotify's on right now.
are you doomed to die? Are you dead already? There is no way in which you can talk to Gymir's daughter now or ever.
Whoa.
And Skinnier,
Jamal's dark.
yeah, Skinnier gives Jamal some sass right back. Those choices are better than just sobbing about it. The day of my death was fated long ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So Skinnier is everyone's very emo in the story. So Geror, the beautiful giant, she hears all the dogs like barking, and it's
Sparky, Malarkey.
And she's like, "Good God, someone shut them up!" And then so they look outside and they see Skinner dismounting his horse, and she's like, tells her serving maid, "Yeah, let him in." So I guess Jamal looks like an idiot on the mound.
Okay.
Oh, I guess you can get in, whatever. And she's like, "I fear that the man outside may be my brother's slayer." So everyone's just like overreacting about everything.
Her brother's slayer?
Yeah, I don't know why.
So her brother's dead?
I don't know.
Okay.
She just says that. And she's like, "Come inside, have some of our famous mead."
Okay.
So she asks the stranger if he is
she much larger than Skinner?
She's a giant. Like I said, what are these scales? Why is this? Why is he trying to marry a giant Freyr? You know. So she asks him, "Are you an elf person? Or are you like
That's rude.
are you AC? Are you Veneer? And why are you here? Why'd you come?"
I'm just Skinner. Like, don't try to label me.
Yeah, basically he's like, "No, I don't belong to any of those cliques, but I am here because of you." And so he offers her the 11 golden apples of eternal life.
Wow.
Well, like, they keep you young, but you gotta keep eating them. And she's like, I don't need the apples. No thanks.
She wants to age gracefully.
She's like, "I'm not gonna be with your homie Freyr no matter what.
Whoa, okay.
No thanks."
Has she seen him yet?
No.
Okay. Well,
So then
she's gotta show him that picture of his
I know,
dick.
just wait. So then he offers her a ring, and it's the ring that they made out of the fire that every ninth night it produces 8 more gold rings. Remember that weird ring that like
Will
has
any
babies?
of them fit her? Or is it like the one ring it like resizes?
Oh yes, it's like the one ring.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, "I don't want the ring. So I have this great property. So I'm pretty rich. I'm great." So finally, Skirnir does the rational man thing and he starts threatening her.
Oh.
He points out to Gerard that he holds a sword in his hand and he threatens to cut her head from head to neck unless she agrees to marry Freyr.
Whoa, okay. He hasn't even like given all the gifts yet.
Nope. And she's like, "Fuck no, I'm not gonna be coerced by you. I'm not gonna be threatened." And she says that if Gymir, her dad, encounters Skirnir, then a battle can be expected. Like, you better hope my daddy don't get home while you're threatening to cut my head off.
She should just step on him.
And then so then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna tell you about this amazing sword, and I'm gonna kill your dad with it." And then he warns her that he has Gambantine, a wand, and it will tame her to his desires, and that she will never again be seen by the sons of men.
Is this a bluff, or does he actually have Gambit?
I know he has a wand.
Okay, so that was just one that he had.
I guess.
What do I get for my incest brother's servant who has everything?
Yeah. From early morning,
A wand to
Gerar
tame
will
women.
sit on an eagle's mound, looking outward to the world, facing hell, and that food, and then with my wand, food shall be more hateful to you than to every man is the shining serpent among men.
I'm sorry, what? Let's break that down. What does that mean?
That you're gonna hate eating food. That,
Oh.
like, I'm gonna fuck your life up
Maybe she's
with my magic wand.
she's like, oh, that's great. I'll be so skinny because I won't be tempted by those bad foods.
Yeah. So she's like, great, give me a diet. Why do you think I don't want your apples? I'm carb free, baby. And then Skirnir threatens that when Gerar comes out, she will be a spectacle. Everything will stare at her, and she'll become more famous than the Watchman of the Gods, and she will gape through the bars. So I guess he's like threatening to imprison her, and that she will experience madness and howling, a tearing affliction of and unbearable desire, and that in grief tears will flow from her. Skirnir tells Gerar,
I mean, that's just a fancy way of being like, and you're gonna cry.
yeah, exactly. He tells her to sit down, for her fate will be even worse yet. Oh, you need to sit down for this, girl. I'm not done. And call now, because this fate is only 1995, but there's more. She will be harassed by fiends all her weary days, and from the court
What
of
about
the
her?
giants.
What about on her good days though?
On her good days, I guess she's crying still.
Okay.
And not eating food. And then that she will crawl every day without choice nor hope of choice. She will weep rather than feel joy, suffer tearfully. She'll live the rest of her life in misery with a three-headed thurs, or otherwise be without a man altogether.
A three-headed thurs.
I don't know what that is.
Spell it.
Thurs, like Thursday.
Okay.
And then he commands for her mind to be seized, and that she may waste away with pining, and that she be as thistle at the end of a harvest, crushed.
Oh.
So he just went on a fucking...
You got to hand it to him though. Talk about going above and beyond.
He was just
job.
like, can you bring me this girl? And he's like, girl, I'm going to wreck your whole fucking life if you don't come with me.
Wow.
It's like... So Skirnir says that he has been to a wood to get a potent branch, whatever that means. And he declares
a
that...
potent one. Like...
I've been outside. I got a potent branch, bitch, and I can use it on you.
I mean, it's probably like stinky or alcoholic.
Yeah. And then he's like, he doesn't stop there. He's still on a fucking, this guy's bipolar. And he's just like, also, my boys Odin and Thor are so angry at you, and my boy Freyr is going to hate you, and you have brought down the potent wrath of the gods.
There's that word potent again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he just keeps going and going. And then he brings out these runes. Oh wait. Hold on. There's one more I want to do. So, the finest thing Gerar will be given to drink is the urine of the goats as a threat.
Whoa.
So he brings out these 3 runes symbolizing ludless frenzy and unbearable desires, and he comments that he can rub them off just as he has carved them if he wishes. So he's like, I'm gonna put these runes on you, or I don't have to. Up to you, bitch.
Okay.
So he's all over the place with these threats. And so finally she responds with a welcome to him.
Well, welcome to my home.
I know, he's not even a fucking door yet. Take a crystal cup. It has ancient mead. And fuck, I really never thought that I would have to do this. Cool. And she gave in, and her quote is, "I never believed that I should swear to love one of the Vanir." And she said, "Okay, then tell your guy I'll give in. I will meet at this tranquil place called Bari. After 9 nights and 9 days, I will grant Freyr my love."
Oh, okay.
So Skirnir was like, "Nailed it. On my way back." He returned to Asgard. Freyr waited like with bated breath. Oh my god!
Did he never give her the horn?
I think he just went. He brought his horns out. He went insane and started threatening her.
But the horn had the picture of Freyr on
I
it.
know. And so he told the good news, but Freyr was like, "Oh fuck. 1 night is long. 2 nights are longer. How can I bear 3? A whole month is shorter than even half of such a premarital night."
Okay.
So it's not good enough for him. But finally they got together. They got married. It was all good. The problem is,
Oh, it just happened.
yeah.
Okay.
Problem is, he gave that sword to the dad
Wait, when did he do that?
as part of like, here, give, these are gifts. Like all these things were gifts. So he
Oh.
gave that sword to the dad. The sword that fights itself. Yeah. Freyr will be killed with a single stroke of that sword from a flame giant in Ragnarok. His own sword will kill him that he gave away.
Oh, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Did Garrow like Freyr?
There's no proof of that,
There's no proof of that.
but he got her.
He got her. He owns her.
Yeah.
He is
He threatened
proud
to
owner
beat her
of-
with a what was the stick called?
the potent
Potent
stick.
branch.
The potent branch. Yeah.
And he carved some crazy runes and was like, "I'm gonna make you so horny, and you're gonna be so agitated." And she's
You know
fine.
what I think that
Wore
they
her
actually
down.
mean by that? It's Michelle Branch. She is the most potent branch
She's
of
the
all.
most potent branch. So it was terribly sad. Yeah, and that's.
It seems like
that's
it's
how you get a
more
lady.
sad for Garrow than anyone.
Yep.
She gets shamed.
Yeah, she gets threatened into marrying somebody that she never wanted to marry.
And Skirnir, what becomes of him?
Yeah, I think he gets promoted to top servant,
Top servant. That's good.
number 1 servant. I mean, the great thing
he
is
gets his own show on Bravo.
after Aesir hours with Skirnir.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a love story there.
It's a beautiful love story.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of how my parents met.
He just sat on a throne and was like, "I must have that giant."
Yeah. That's exactly how it went.
God, we love Bob Bianchi. He sent me a new postcard, and I need to write him a postcard back.
Yeah, my dad, so since we've started Norse mythology,
Mhm.
we have not had a guest on this podcast.
It's kind of nice.
And my
Just kidding. I love you, Bob Bianchi.
and my dad wants to be on an episode because
Yeah.
he really cares about like the 3 fates of
Yeah.
Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
So
So he'll be on it.
okay. Yeah, and he'll book his flight. He will come.
He will come if you schedule it. He will come.
That's that's just the truth.
That's just the truth. What did you learn about Freyr and how to get a lady?
Um
Did you learn any sick moves?
I think I'm just going to stick with dick pics.
See, that was it. Maybe, but obviously she saw the dick pic and was like, "This is foul."
Well, there was no proof in what you gave to me that she actually saw the horn. I thought that was going to be the whole point of the story, was that he went to violence before she got to see what he looked like in return.
No.
And it was going to be like the tragedy of it was going to be like, oh, she would have been into him as soon as she saw his face, but
Oh.
she was not.
Of course, that's not the moral of the story.
Okay.
Like-
there is no moral.
No, It's threaten a bitch and get her to come. Yeah.
Words of wisdom from Sarah Oliver.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hey,
boom,
everyone.
boom, boom, boom.
I am a ancient dwarf, and
boom, boom.
you might have heard about one of my greatest inventions. It was the sword that fights for you. Well, if you're looking, yeah. That's the noise it makes. If you want other things that do things for you, look no further. I've got an entire shelf of them over here. This is my assistant Jurgensen, and he's gonna help me explain what these things do. First, right here, looks like a pot. Like, what do you think this pot is gonna do for you?
This is just our Instapot. It does cook for you, but you have to hit buttons.
Okay, yeah. That's not one of the things. Durgish, I need you to be a little bit more helpful and try to sell these
Well,
things
just
for me.
don't point at stuff and
Okay, right. All right, look right here. Looks like a spoon. It's not just an ordinary spoon.
This spoon would feed you,
It will feed you.
and it would also attack your enemies.
It does both things, yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty cool spoon. It can be yours for a good price.
And the Instapot will attack your enemies too.
No, okay, stop talking about the Instapot because we didn't make that. We just bought it ourselves.
Okay, but you can use it to attack your enemies.
That's also true. Look over here. This is a retainer.
Yeah, so this you put in your mouth, and it maintains what your braces did, all on its own.
All on its own. Yeah, it straightens your. It maintains your teeth for you.
It truly is magic.
It really is. It's a magical invention. This ear piercing gun right here.
Yeah, it'll attack your enemies.
It'll attack your enemies. It'll pierce them.
And you would pierce them stronger than any sword could pierce.
Right here. This might look like a regular branch.
It's a Michelle branch.
It's a Michelle branch.
This is the most potent branch.
It'll pierce your enemies.
You're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you hazy.
All right, yeah.
Ears will bleed from 90s nostalgia.
Oh, yeah, so potent. Well, great. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Myth Understood.
Thank you so much.
If you would like to continue to follow along with our shenanigans, we have more content on our Patreon.
Sweet content.
You can also just check us out on social media because that's cool too, and say hi.
Sweet social media.
Sweet social media. Yeah, we are _ Myth Understood. And you
forget for a second?
I did, yeah. I just know that we're _ and you can also find Sarah Oliver at the Sarah Oliver, and you can find me at the Paul Bianchi, and you can find our
Daddy.
our umbrella network, which is Dragon Wagon Radio, and you can follow that at It's Dragon Wagon on Twitter and Instagram. Those are all the things that you can do.
And if you need help getting a boyfriend, girlfriend, any kind of thing, sex thing going on, just hit us up and we'll go make threats to their face for you.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that we do that too.
Skinner style.
But only if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Or I will stick this branch so far up your ass.
Okay. Sarah's inspired.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, guys.
Night.
Hey there, my name is Wingman Steve.
And I'm Chris.
Chris, what?
Yeah, I'm not saying it.
Come on, man, say it. It's so cool.
I'm Chris 183.
Nice, that is awesome.
Yeah, anyways, Steve and I are both 30-something dads.
Super awesome 30-something dads, and we love to nerd out over the power-chorded glory that was 90s and early 2000s pop-punk music.
And at one point, we bled Blink-182 and Yellowcard, even if nowadays we're mostly Baby Shark.
Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do. Baby Shark rocks.
Fair enough.
Join us on High School Never Ends, the pop-punk dad podcast where we'll discuss, debate, and revel in a music genre that we feel deserves much more love.
At least once we get the kids to bed.
Right. That's High School Never Ends at hsnepod.com, at hsnepod on Twitter and Instagram and wherever podcasts are found.
It's Dragon Wagon.